Why you need that many paper towels?
So Lonnie usually asks me, "Are you ready for the mics to go on?" This time he sees me on the video. I call them torpedoes. You roll up the
Mm-hmm.
Kleenexes, you shove them up your nose, stop the
Uh,
snot. So I put a couple torpedoes up the nose, and he goes, "You're on." Huh? Get
but
a
you got
warning?
eight. You got 18 Kleenex, man. You need two.
Nah, man. I go through a lot of Kleenex. I do this. It's like degreasing a slice of pizza. If I don't get 24 to 48 napkins on the pizza degreaser, still too much left in there.
Something wrong
Listen,
with you.
I'm all about saving the planet, but it's not going to be via my straws or my napkins, my paper products.
You got to get you one of them little pocket, the little cloth
Kerchief,
ones.
little
Yeah, get a
kerchief.
handkerchief and just keep turning it over. That's so nasty.
Remember when I was a kid, I've told you, I used to go into, like a public restroom or a locker room. You'd wash your hands, and then there was an actual cloth towel
Mm.
that hung from a machine, and you'd roll it, but it was just one towel, and it would keep getting, and it probably rolled through, like the most basic cleaning device as it would roll
Yeah.
through, like, maybe there was like a bar of soap that was near it. But that's how you would that's how you would dry your hands after you washed them, was on this towel that literally had been wherever you were, usually, a bathroom, for years. Just
Mm.
a towel.
You probably still sick now off of that.
You got to build up your callus. That's why all this stuff happened. Listen, I don't want to blame the youngsters, but we had all built up a callus.
Hey,
Clay's like,
weekly.
what the hell have I stepped into? Clay Ferraro's on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop hundreds of Toyotas indoors in one of America's largest showrooms at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. Clay Ferraro, sports anchor and reporter at Local 10 here in Miami. Hello, Clay.
So do you have time for a quick handkerchief story?
Handkerchiefs are pretty disgusting, so yes.
So
Nasty.
yeah, but Channing talking about having the old school handkerchief and like turning it around and all that stuff. So the first date that I ever went on, I was in fourth grade. I was 9 years old, and I asked this girl if she wanted to go to Busch Gardens, and obviously because I was up in Virginia, so it was Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, and I've told you before, like when I was a kid, I was a little heavy set and all that. And, so my first date, I'm a little nervous, and her dad is bringing the two of us. And, so we start to walk up, we're in the parking lot, and I notice that her dad has a handkerchief hanging out of his pocket. And, I'm trying to like make small talk, and, here I am 9 years old and thinking that I'm like, I should be having a conversation with an adult. So I talked to him. I'm like, hey, so do you always carry a handkerchief around? He said, well, yes, this is actually my great grandfather's handkerchief. And, he passed away a few years ago. And, I always carry it around to remember him. And so this is a true story. So we get done with Busch Gardens, and like, it's fine. And we're walking out to our car. And because I'm clumsy, I don't notice that I'm on a curb, and I step and fall and just gash my knee open, and I'm bleeding everywhere. And there is nothing and it's a deep wound. I ended up having to go to the ER and just get it sewn up, but there's nothing around to stop the bleeding except her father's great-great-grandfather's handkerchief.
Oh, no.
So you talk about like ruining any sort of like goodwill that you would build up with a family at that point. Needless to say, we didn't go on another date after that.
There's a lot to unpack there, because in fourth grade at 9 years old, that seems like an extensive date. You know what I mean? Like,
called game.
Yeah, I didn't have it. Fourth grade, like if I was with a girl, it's because she got picked for the kickball team or something. Like, you went out of
funny. She was the only girl in our little league baseball league, and we played against them. I thought she was she was pretty. And so I went and talked. I told her, hey, you played a great game. And Busch Gardens up there was kind of the
Even
thing to
that is like that. You were so far beyond your years.
Solana's 29 and scared of women. You were shooting at 9, Clay.
I mean, that's wild. You go to
I can still
yourself,
remember.
she's pretty. I want to take her out by myself, like and like that. Wow, I didn't have that in me.
I mean, I was saying it more just to say what a clumsy klutz I was, and I ruined any potential future relationship isn't the right word, but just like how badly can you botch a first date that you ruin like this heirloom of someone? Because
there's no such thing as botching
clumsy.
a first date when you're 9. Like there's like that's a success. Like you don't buy it, Solana. I can tell by the look on your face. You don't buy it?
No, Clay went to Busch Gardens with a friend when they were 9 years old because his parents told him to go with whoever this girl was. Like, Clay made this seem like he went and approached the girl. No, like, when you're 9 years old, you don't ask, hey, do you want to go to... And then, on top of it, hey, I'm asking you out on a date. Can your dad take us? Like, no, your parents would have taken you.
To have the wherewithal to make small talk, though, at 9 years old, there's nothing but small talk. I'm floored by the entire story.
Okay, first off, why would I make up a story like that? How would you make up a story like that?
Solana does.
Okay. Secondly, I'll concede this. She probably thought and felt the way Solana does. I thought the other way. So I mean, she may have been like, "Hey, this chubby boy that I play baseball with just wants to go to Busch Gardens, and my dad is more comfortable taking the two of us than having us go with his family." So yeah, she probably thought it was that simple, whereas I thought it was like going to lead to marriage or something.
Clay, the hell with Solana. What is it? When you fail, you learn? You're married with a bunch of kids, Clay. You were just warming up back then at 9.
I'm not certain you failed. I'm not certain we're hearing the entirety of the story, and I don't think that it was blood that he was using the handkerchief on. I think there's an X-rated version of this story, and there's a reason that handkerchief got taken out of circulation.
Okay, hold on. Wait, when do you think boys' bodies start? Like, I have so many questions about
it sounds
why
like
you think that's even possible.
You told the story. It sounds like you were you were ready to go.
No, I was like, I had a certain viewpoint even at that age of what I eventually wanted my family life to be like, and yes, that was that. True story.
Clay, they ain't got no game because I had my first sexual encounter at 10, and the girl had, when she took her clothes off, a bunch of sand and dirt fell out, and I think it jaded me for the rest of life. But they just have no game, Clay. Don't let them swing your story. I know the story.
If I was with the girl at 10 and she took clothes off and sand came out, I'd have started making sand castles. I'd have been like, jackpot.
What's funny is the views of this story are so far from what I was trying to project, which was I was a klutz and made a complete fool out of myself and ruined whatever I thought I had. And now Channing thinks that I was some sort of a player, and Solana thinks I was a liar, and I'm not. And Hoch thinks that boys can somehow do that kind of stuff at 8 years old,
not
which
boys.
is extremely
Clay Ferraro, not boys.
Big
Clay Ferraro, and what was John Travolta's name in Grease? I'm picturing you. What was his name? Danny Zuko. I'm picturing you as Danny Zuko at 9 years old with a leather jacket on, undershirt.
This did not play out how I anticipated. This is not. Last time I tell you guys a personal story from my childhood.
That's fascinating. I think you're a hero. I mean, that's fascinating, man.
For being a klutz?
Klutz has nothing to do with that story. That story was all about you flexing on all your teammates. I mean, you're the guy that took her out. They probably all had thought about, she doesn't look like us. You don't even know at 9 years old. You're like, something different about the right fielder. In the meantime, Clay's in the bedroom. He's combing his hair back. He's like, Mom, just 2 grilled cheeses today, not 3.
You actually. So again, you did actually just remind me of an extra detail about the story. And this you're gonna think I'm lying about, but it's true. A video exists, and I don't even know where it is. It's probably in my mom's house somewhere. That game, the game when we played them, she was on the Astros. We were on the A's. I tagged her out for the final out of an unassisted triple play because there was a fly ball. And I mean, you're 8, 9 years old. Like, ball goes in the air. Nobody knows, and everybody's running. So I catch the ball in the air, and I tag out 2 people, and she happened to be the second one. So 1, 2, 3.
You had an unassisted triple play.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was C League. It was the bottom of the bottom league. I'm 9 years old playing with a bunch of other 8 and 9 year olds. Nobody
you remember
knows what
the
they're
teams that was going on here. Solana
Yes.
looks like he is going to burst at the seams. He does not believe a single thing that you are saying.
I lie, so you know what I mean? Like, I know.
Game recognized game.
Clay, you my boy, but an overweight shortstop ain't running down 2 people.
No, I was a first baseman. So it was popped in the air to me. I tagged out the runner who was on first, and then she was way off of second. And I knew that the second baseman, if I threw it, wasn't going to catch it. So I just ran and tagged her before she got to second base.
Oh, Jim Tomei over here.
No, there wasn't that.
Great Jim Tomei reference. Where'd you come up with Jim Tomei?
The only first baseman I know, period. I don't know another first baseman.
Jim Tomei reference.
I mean, Don Mattingly, Keith Hernandez. I mean, I don't. Didn't Jim Tomei? Didn't he play third when he first started, and then eventually switched over to first?
No idea, man. What base did you get to?
We're combining. I feel like we're mixing metaphors now.
I love that story.
You find it at all coincidental? She was on the Astros.
Oh my goodness, this is.
Clay was knocking it down.
I can only hope that somehow.
What was her name? If you remember the teams, you remember her name. So go ahead, tell us.
Christine Peacock was her name.
Oh,
Impossible. You're telling me
what do you want me to
played
do?
for the Astros? I've seen that movie before, and it's in my browser history.
Oh my goodness! Actually, her last name was Wigginton, but her family that she was living with at the time was Peacock. Yep. I remember all of this.
Clay.
But I can't tell you like what my child ate for breakfast this morning. So I don't know what that says.
Well, this obviously it has left some sort of indelible memory in your brain. So this was I believe you. Solana does not. I have mad respect for Clay.
I feel like this is the thing where you're doing good cop, bad cop, and you're like acting like you believe, and then afterward it's just going to be, God, that guy's such a liar. We're never going to have him on again.
I believe you. There are too many details in there for me not to believe you.
Hey, Clay, ask me about the Labusi story next time you see me.
But is it on air or off air?
No, don't ask him either.
Well, so I was going to a sleepover.
No. Clay Ferraro from Local 10. Thank you for joining us on this Football Friday, Clay.
Great football talk, guys. Take care.
That was amazing.
Oh, that was great.
I could pick that apart for 3 hours.
That was a great story.
Solana's head was going to explode. Solana's head was literally, when we post the video, can you put smoke and flames coming out of your head?
After all that, her name was Christine Peacock.
But no, Solana, this happened yesterday too. You're so taken aback by dudes talking to girls. That's what the men do.
At 9?
Crowder.
People progress.
Clay framed this like he was a 16, 15-year-old kid asking a girl
Yes.
out on a date, and then he's like, yeah, we were 8 years old.
We've seen this. That's the Karate Kid date. I've seen that with Daniel LaRusso and the girl. They went to the little outdoor carnival type park or
Yeah.
whatever, and his mom drove them in the station wagon. Like, I've seen it before, but Clay was throwing that down at 9.
You didn't when you were young. He wasn't like, hey, let's sneak off when the parents are away. You say, hey, you want to come swim in my pool? I go fishing in the neighborhood lake. You want to come fishing with me? It's friendship. It's not crazy. Let's make a baby lust.
That's why he was thinking about marrying her. He did.
Right. It's a friend. Hey, we're friends at 9 years old. Crowder, you're a father. If your daughter at 9 years old came to you and said, hey, a kid asked me out on a date, can you drive us? You're going to say no.
Yeah, stomping his chest in with screw-in cleats. But I didn't
Then
know.
they tell you, oh, it's the chubby first baseman.
I didn't know Lydia Peacock's father. I can't speak for him.
Oh, that was delightful.